Kai season 2 is now on YouTube Red, and it came out on Wednesday, and it's Saturday, and I finished the season already. 10 episodes, very bingeable. I was a big fan of season 1, not gonna lie. I was a big fan of it. I liked it. It was very nostalgic, fan service-esque, but also telling a story that was both subversive and entertaining, and it was a great combination. It was also a film that, not a film, my mistake, a TV show that made the film actually stand more on its own, but also have the ripple effect of affecting a TV show and making the original so much more than it actually was in some of its parts. And I liked that. On top of that, season 2, I was nervous because the way season 1 ended, again, not going to spoil anything, there was a character return. And that character, I was kind of curious with where they were going to go for it, but nervous at the same time. Season 2 is about the events after season 1, the effect of everything that happened in that finale of season 1, and I think they did a good job. This was a very, very good season 2. I liked it. I think it does have its problems, which I'll get into the negatives, but let me just talk about the positives first. You have all of these characters that you genuinely care about, you genuinely like, you understand where they're coming from. Daniel LaRusso versus Johnny Lawrence, and then all of the characters that are on one side or the other, or, sometimes feeling as though they're almost in the middle. You have Miguel Diaz, who I liked him. I found him very fascinating. And then on the opposite side, you have Robbie Keane, who some people I know didn't like him, but I'm fascinated by him and his character and the side that he chose. And then you also have Amanda LaRusso, who's obviously married to Johnny LaRusso. And then you have Hawk, who you get a little bit of backstory in the second season, and I think it was good. And then you also have, of course, Samantha LaRusso, which is Johnny LaRusso's daughter. So there are a lot of good characters, and I think the characters have payoffs that are both interesting, but also create interest for a third season, which there inevitably will be. But I think it's also just kind of interesting because this show is very melodramatic. Like, this isn't even drama. This is straight up teen melodrama. But somehow, because of, I think, the bingeability, the pacing, and just the overall directing, it all works. It doesn't feel forced. It feels as though it's earned. And I also like how the fan service, it continues. And again, I'm not a fan of fan service, but it works because there are a lot of callbacks to the second and third film. And I found it fascinating because I always like it when something makes me appreciate something more. And I feel like if I go back and watch the original Karate Kids movies again, I'll be like, oh, wow, I appreciate this more because knowing Cobra Kai kind of, it just expanded a lot on those. I liked that. I also think that, technically speaking, it's a beautiful looking film. Not film, TV show. It feels like a film, though. Let me just get that out of the way. It feels like a film because it's 10 episodes, but they're 30 minutes apiece. So it's essentially like 5 hours. And with the 5 hours, it really does feel like just an extended film. And that's why I'm continuously calling it a film, and I'm just not used to that. But at the same time, it's well shot. It sounds great. The score is both a callback to the original films as well as it stands on its own in some merits. It's fast-paced, as I already mentioned. It's well acted. The character development is interesting always. So it's a good show. I think the second season does stand on. So that being said, I think as good as the melodrama was, I do think there are some instances where they could have done a better job, I think. All the characters pretty much have arcs that are both fascinating and, earned. But at the same time, you can't help but think that you wish towards the end that there were some things that people learn about that would have helped flesh them out even more. And again, I know I'm being vague, but that's because I don't want to spoil anything. But at the same time, with being vague with a show that you want to not spoil, it's kind of hard to critique when certain elements are spoilerific. So I'm just going to say there are just certain elements of that final episode that I liked, but at the same time, I was like, really? Just kind of like really moments. But at the end of the day, there are just a couple nitpicks here and there with the second season. But overall, I had a blast with the second season. I finished it again in a couple days, and it's, kind of nice to be able to say that. But at the same time, The reverse effect is that I have to wait a year now for season 3. So that kind of stinks. But at the same time, Cobra Kai season 2, I enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend it. Is it as good as the first season? Personally, no. But it is still a good second season. It's not as subversive as the first season. In fact, that's almost kind of like gone. But at the same time, there are other things that were replaced, and it's still good. So, Cobra Kai season 2 for me, I will be giving a 4.25 out of 5-star rating, or for those like a hot sauce rating, it's the good old Louisiana pure crystal hot sauce. It's a good second season. Looking forward to see what they do with season 3. But enough with the exposition. Guys, what did you think of season 2? Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll get you guys later.